Hello and welcome to FAU. My name is Rindy Anderson. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Biological Sciences, and my lab is the Behavioral Ecology and Bioacoustics lab. Myself and students in my lab are interested in the behavioral ecology and animal communication of animals, both wild and captive populations. And what that means is that we're interested in understanding how and why animals behave the way they do. In particular, we're interested in how animals associate with their environments in the wild, how their social systems function, and how they communicate information to each other using evolved signals. So we're looking here at several examples of signals, whether they be vocalizations, large antlers, bright colors, dewlap displays, large claws. All these are traits that have evolved to communicate information amongst conspecifics. And so our lab is interested in understanding more about the information content that these signals convey. A little bit more. A signal, which is what we study when we're looking at animal communication systems, are traits that have evolved as indicators of hidden qualities. So this male warbler here has been selected to communicate information about his health, his potential as a parent, his cognitive ability, because these are things that potential mates, females, might be interested in. And so things like his elaborate song and his bright yellow plumage may have evolved as ways of communicating information about his health and other qualities that females might be interested in. So those are the kinds of questions that we're asking in my lab. How do animals communicate information, and what do signals contain? What kind of information? And how does that help the social system to function? Our lab is a very enthusiastic and fun-loving group of people. We're like a family, we're a research family. So whether that's our weekly lab Zoom meetings, or whether that's working very, very hard in the field from March through July, we really have a fantastic time doing research all over Broward and Martin counties. An example of the kinds of projects going on in my lab is with this very handsome bright red northern cardinal. This is the research that's being spearheaded by Morgan Slevin, who's a PhD student in the integrated biology program. Morgan is interested in these signals, this bright coloration and the song of the northern cardinal, and is interested in what information those signals contain, as I mentioned before. So another thing that he's interested in is the gut microbiome of this wild songbird. Microbiomes are collections of microbes that live within our tissues and on the surfaces of our tissues, and all of us has one of these microbial communities living in our gut. We know that there is a relationship between the gut and the brain. And this is one of the things, this is called the gut-brain axis, and is one of the things that Morgan is interested in exploring. In addition, we know that stress can impact both the gut and the brain, and has the potential, if it's chronic stress, to cause dysbiosis, to cause problems between this gut-brain relationship. And so Morgan is studying that to see what kinds of stressors can possibly disrupt that relationship, and how that relationship and stress might impact the kinds of information being conveyed by plumage and song signals. And again, the reason to be interested in this, and particularly in the northern cardinal, is because the cardinal not only has evolved this bright plumage, but also song. And so Morgan is, again, interested in what might song and plumage, what information about the health of the gut-brain axis, what information might these sexually selected mating signals contain that might be of interest to female cardinals who are trying to decide whom to mate with. We also study Bachman's sparrow. This is a very handsome songbird that we study up in the pine forest, the pine flatwood forest at Jonathan Dickinson State Park, which is up in Martin County. So Bachman's sparrow, one of the reasons that it's interesting is that it is a species of special concern. There's estimates that its range has decreased down to only 3% of its historical range because the long leaf pine forests that this bird used to occupy have been dramatically reduced. And we're studying Bachman's sparrow right down here at the most southern end of its historical range. Another thing that we're really interested in about the sparrow is that they have huge song repertoires. And so we're out in the field up at Jonathan Dickinson, we're recording their songs, we're banding males and collecting blood samples for hormone analysis, we're finding nests to look at reproductive success, we're measuring qualities of the habitat of this bird. So general questions about the behavioral ecology and communication of this songbird. At the Davie campus, we also have a captive animal facility, our avian behavior lab, where we have facilities to study captive songbird behavior. We can test their cognitive performance on learning and memory assays. We can record their songs and other vocal behaviors as they develop. And we have in the lab dedicated computers and software for analyzing their songs and behaviors as they grow. So welcome to FAU. The opportunities for research throughout FAU are truly outstanding, and I hope that you are excited to be here.